What is up, everybody? Matt with Mikey Designs. It's a beautiful Saturday today. Got a little bit of time to finally do that ink review. The day I finally get a chance to do this review, they're having a kid's birthday party right in the cul-de-sac. We have an all-in-one ink coming up that you can print on cotton, 50-50 mix, and 100% polyester. We'll show you what ink it is, and we'll see how it works out. We're gonna do some test prints. Let's go ahead and dive into it. Welcome back, everybody. So here are our test subjects. We have a 100% cotton next level t-shirt. We have a 50-50 blend Bella canvas and a 100% polyester Sport Tech shirt. We have our screen all set up on press, and what we're going to use is a print that we've done before to do Shannon the Shop Gnome's apron. I washed out all the ink from the screen. Use a little bit of screen opener to clear open the mesh. And I think we're good to go. So here's our artwork. Here is the company that provided the sample. It is One Stroke. cmorgan got a hold of me. Apparently they're a family-owned business, which I think is great. This is an all-in-one ink. It is their NP Dry Fit White, but she said it is meant for an all-in-one ink for cotton, 50-50 mix, and polyester. Here is our technical data sheet. We are using a 156 mesh, and we're going to cure it at about 330 degrees. She says that you can kind of overheat this one and it won't be an issue. So let's give it a try. Okay, gang, so we have our little ink spatula. And here is the ink, the NP Dry Fit White. All I did was break the seal, the little tape that they had on it. My first initial reactions are, it looks pretty creamy. Here's my little spatula as I reach over the camera, which barely fits into this little sample container. But I mean, that is, excuse me, I got a little off camera there, but I mean, that is super creamy. I mean, very, very, very creamy. So we're going to go ahead and load some of this up on press. Just kind of mixing it up a little bit, just to kind of loosen the ink up. And I will say that this is probably the creamiest ink I have ever worked with. I mean, this is super creamy, guys. It is almost like working with Cool Whip. So I'm gonna set this aside. Okay, gang, I've got a little bit more of an over-the-shoulder kind of view. Got my squeegee ready to go. I'm gonna put down a little spray tack. And my flash is over there to the side. By now you guys hopefully know what a flash is. And we're going to just go ahead and load this shirt up. I'm gonna use my lint roller just to give this a fair shot. Now I do believe this mesh, even though the instructions say a 158 as your highest count, I believe that this may be 195. So if it works with the 195, then I'm sold. Who knows, I might just buy a gallon of this stuff. So we just went ahead and flooded it. And by the way, we do have it's probably about 1/8 of an inch off contact, excuse me. And there's our first hit. Looks pretty good. The color of this white is pretty white. I don't see too much of a tint to it. So there's our first hit. I'm gonna go ahead and send it over to the flash. And I'm going to let this flash for about 8 to 10 seconds. I'm gonna bring it around. My hands are a little dirty from messing with these screens. But I'm just gonna flash it until it is tacky. I'm gonna use a hand that's a little cleaner. Looks like it needs to flash a little more. My flash is at full temp. My pallets aren't warmed up, so it's taking a little longer to flash off. Okay, hopefully that'll get it. All right, I think we are good to go. Let's go ahead and hit this with a second print stroke. I'm doing a lighter stroke here, just making sure I clear the mesh. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty nice. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off and throw it into the conveyor dryer. So here we go. Here is our first print. Because it is a 195 mesh and not a lower mesh count like a 110 or 156, which is, for me, this is a bright enough white, but looks pretty nice. All right, let's move on to the 50-50 blend. Seems like it's still tacky enough. We have our Bella Canvas 50-50 blend. Give it a little bit of a lint roll. Make sure we give these guys a good fighting chance, right? And also something that's kind of occurred to me, because that was my first print, that the ink really isn't quite flowing through the mesh just well enough. And let me try increasing my squeegee pressure so that way it's a little more upright, or angle, excuse me, not pressure. Gonna flood it up. There we go. There's our first hit. Looks like any first hit when it comes to white, using a mesh count like we are. So I sent this over and we're flashing it real quick. Now that my palette is nice and warmed up, it did take the usual time, about 8 seconds. So that's pretty good. That's great to know. I'm just gonna kind of shear this one off a little more. Make sure we completely clear our mesh. And it looks pretty awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and toss it on the conveyor dryer. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe the bottom of the screen. I did notice with the second print that I'm starting to lose a little bit of my details. It's kind of a antique type look that we have going on here. And because it is really creamy, some of those details were starting to close up just a little bit. But for polyester use, I think this still works fantastic. Perhaps I just need to reduce my squeegee pressure. So here is our second print on the 50-50. Still looks like a nice bright white, but you guys can probably see that some of these little details are starting to close up, which is why I have it on a 195 mesh to begin with. But hey, I might be hitting it too much and flooding the print out. So okay, and for the test that everybody's probably been waiting on, the 100% polyester. We have our 100% Sport Tech. It's a ST350 t-shirt. Going to load it up on the pallet. We have to excuse the screaming kids in the background. I kind of think it's hilarious. I know you guys are trying to learn. This is a product review. Okay, let's go ahead and hit it. I wipe my screen just to kind of get my detail back. I'm going to give it a little bit lighter pressure. We'll see how it works. Oh, that looks great. That's just with one hit. All my details are there. I didn't have to press too hard. And that looks pretty great. I'll give you a close-up of it here in a second. So here we are again, a little bit of a close-up of the first hit. I just flooded it once, kind of looking over it. I might need to pass on it again just to feel some of the knit here, but it looks great. All right, I'm gonna go back and clear my previous strokes. I did just hit it once. Okay, that looks great. Cleared nicely. The knit is filled. And now I'm going to flash it. Okay, we're all nice and flashed. I'll make sure I'm still in view here. Okay, look pretty good. Nothing's coming up. Still nice and tacky. Let's go ahead and do our second hit. Wow. Okay, that looks really great. I'm gonna bring this in for a little bit of a close-up. Okay, here's our second print on press. Keep in mind that this is with a 195 mesh. And it looks really great. It is a nice bright white. The detail held up this time. Kind of adjusted how I was going about printing this ink because I'm used to really thick stuff. I don't know. I think I might be sold, guys. This is, you have to excuse me, I'm trying to get the exposure just right. But this is, I don't know, I'm happy with it. I think I might switch over. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off of the palette and run it through the conveyor dryer. Got my temp gun. I'm gonna show you what temperature I have this coming out at. Looks like we're at, wow, I probably could have sped that up a little bit, but man, it's 402 coming out. Need to turn my temp down. So it is curing a little higher than I want it to. I don't know, I might have to do a separate test and get my temperature just right. Or maybe not. Let's let it stand. How about that? Wow, it has a nice soft hand feel, which I kind of would, you know, with polyester, printing on 100% polyester, you generally get a flatter print, and this looks absolutely great. Feels great. The ink buildup isn't too thick. Perhaps it's because of the 195 mesh that I was using. And it looks like it didn't change color. Who knows, maybe tomorrow I'll come back and take a look at it, see what it still looks like. Let's see how it does when I try and stretch it a little bit. Yeah, that looks great. There we are with it stretched out. It's not cracking or anything like that, which I really wasn't expecting it to, if it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do. And I definitely cured the shit out of it, that's for sure. I'm going to go ahead and run off a second print of the cotton just because I feel like maybe I didn't give it that great of a chance with it being the first print. But I'm gonna run another one off and I'll show you how it comes out. So here are the final results and my thoughts. This is the second print that I just did on the 100% cotton shirt. Again, I'm using 195 mesh. Perhaps if I had used a 156 or even a 110, maybe it would be even brighter. But not too bad. Here was our first print. Not too bright of a white. Perhaps it is because the ink wasn't quite flowing through like it should because it was our first print. Get these guys out of the way. Here is our 50/50 t-shirt. Looks fairly bright. Again, could be my mesh selection. And last but not least, the one I'm most curious about. And this looks great. 100% polyester. Sport Tech t-shirt. Nice bright white. Has a nice hand to it. I don't know, guys. I'm thinking I may switch over to their poly ink. Pretty easy to work with. Pretty creamy. Shannon, the meatloaf. I mean, come check out these print samples. Let me know what you think too. Although she's not going to get on camera and give her opinion. I'll report back. Shannon, the shop gnome, kind of approves. So that's it, guys. I'm impressed with how creamy it is and how well it worked on the polyester. Jury's still out for myself when it comes to using it on my cotton shirts, but who knows? Let us know what you guys think. Leave a comment below. As always, remember to subscribe and hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button so that way you get updates as to when we upload our next video. And also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and to share. So that way it'll help support this channel and we can continue to make these videos for you. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.